It's another video from Ozzy's Robot. Brought to you by the Banana Collection.
Hey everyone, happy Friday, TGIF. Welcome back. Bum, 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 bum. This is not a museum video. This is a look at the Dalek, the movie used Dalek from Looney Tunes Back in Action. And it's more or less static, and I'm going to just kind of show you around here and then I'll show you something else. But in the meantime, I asked my son to pull up the clip, no sound, so you can see what actually happened in this movie. This was like a love letter to vintage sci-fi. And it did have Brendan Fraser. This was 2003. And besides Brendan Fraser, this is like everything you love about 50s sci-fi. It actually had Robbie in this. I didn't even realize that. Not only Robbie, it's buffering there, but it had this Dalek, another Dalek. It had Metula Mutant. Here we go. It had the man from Planet X. I think that's Day of the Triffids. Look at this stuff. This is unreal. Oh, and who's the gorilla? There's the man from Planet X. And here is the Dalek. Now, we have the one with the blue bubbles on the side. Again, I don't own the rights to this, so I'm just showing you. I'm not even sure what happened in this movie. My kids were like 9 and 11, I think, when this came out. So there's the Dalek that you just saw, and I'll show you again. And there's all these classic sci-fi characters. I'm going to have to watch this. Who was the gorilla again? There's the crawling brain. That looks like a face hugger. And there's the Dalek with the blue. You could see they were battling here. There's your man from Planet X. And what does Bugs Bunny do? He put some popcorn in his helmet, which is pretty funny. I'm keeping the sound off because I don't want any kind of copyright stuff. Look at the poor guy from Planet X. I actually got that poster, finally, one sheet. That'll be coming. And there's your Dalek. And there's Robbie right at the end there, if you saw him to the left. And then they got out. So thank you for that, Andrew. And then if you could put that down, we're going to plug him in. See if you could plug it in for me. Because like I said, this is static, but the one thing it does have is these illuminated pods on his head. And then I think you have to press the on button if you plugged it in. There you go. Now, why don't I leave these on? Because originally these had automotive 1157 flashers in there, which had burned out. And what happens is if you leave this on, it'll get smoking hot. I mean, to the point like it's an incandescent bulb, and to the point it almost looks like it can melt that plastic. But I wanted to show you that it does illuminate. And there are some, believe it or not, because these don't flash. We took the flasher out because it was burned out and it wasn't working with the old flasher. But we do have at Amazon, I think, 1157 LED flashers. So the bulb itself has the flashing built in. It'll run much cooler. Once I order them, I'll be able to replace these bulbs, which have these little tiny hex screws in here. I think they're hex. And this way I could leave it on flashing and it should run cool. Now, this is static, so I think it was actually a suit that the person wore and manipulated from inside. So you can see here, if you're inside, you could turn it. And I don't know if this was changed somewhere along the line. I think in the movie, I'm not sure it had this apparatus, but it needs a little TLC. I mean, this is 21 years old now. And the only hiccup that we had, I don't want to say hiccup, but there's your power supply there. It did have this crack in the wood, which we applied some, I'm going to unplug it now anyway. We applied some, basically glue, and repainted that. So it has some battle scars in its 20-something years. But, you know, as props go, this is actually in pretty remarkable condition. And I think they probably dragged it along the front. because it's on wheels, it's very easy to pull. You can see here how easy I can move this. Despite the weight, I mean, it rolls pretty smooth. But this part here is very thin. They should have probably beefed that up a little bit. But anyway, with all the Doctor Who controversy going on right now, if you want to call it that, the newest iteration, I figured, well, Doctor Who in a general sense is getting a lot of buzz, good or bad. So it's a good time to show you the Dalek. Now, in the new one, I don't even believe that they have a Dalek like this anymore. I think there's something happened to change that. And that's pretty much it, man. That's your Friday. I'm going to show you the star ceiling, by the way. When the lights are dimmed off, we have the universe. So let me know what you think of this Dalek. If you like it, thumb up the video. And if you don't, I appreciate your time just the same. With that, thanks as always. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And with that, my friends, enjoy your weekend, and I will talk to you later.